back to it. And you guys are in the right spots this time. I'm happy. That's a miracle. Anyways, so on the last episode of Beyond the World's Veil, Peapot and Friends, featuring Silva, you guys encountered a group of pirates out at sea. After a long, semi-tough battle with some cool ninja moves mixed in and a whip or two, all the pirates were pretty easily handled, honestly. I think the only person that really received damage was a few deckhands and Kenny. Um, you guys quickly vanquished the pirates and let their ship sink to the deadly depths of the ocean. Silva and Kenny, however, grabbed what they could prior to its sinking, finding a few things that you could use for Stahl, the Warforged Tinkerer that is in Traysand, if you ever return there. And with the help of Yano healing some of the injured deckhands and the first mate patching up a little bit of the ship, the captain had agreed to continue the ship's journey at once. Now, only a few days until you reach Melius, and let's see if the waters prove fair for you guys. So with that, you guys are... Let me get to this. See, I wasn't even ready.
I was distinctly told you were ready
I know, I was.
by you.
Well, when I tabbed off and then I tabbed back, it was like, hey, I'm going to refresh this because I'm Google and I hate you. However, so with you guys out at sea, 3 more days pass without much happening on the ocean front, but finally land starts to come into view. These large trees line the shoreline just beyond the beaches, masking much of the land. Nothing but the peaks of the distant mountains peer over them. As you guys approach closer...
Not even the tower?
Yeah, I'm getting there. It's around a bend. As you approach closer, cupping the bend of the land, you see a massive cliff start to come into view with a small inlet beneath it, and perched atop the cliff stands one massive building, curving and sticking out in all different directions with a slew of color masking the shadowy parts. You feel the ship start to give way as waves start to crash against it, fighting to make their way to the shore. And holding onto something sturdy, you guys look up and see the cliffside slowly starting to engulf the ship as you guys sail into the harbor, which is actually below. It's not in the picture, but it is below the tower on the cliffside itself. Captain Cass sails it into the harbor that's hidden in the grove. Stillwind walks up next to you and looks towards you guys and just, welcome to Melius, a fortress that sees no trouble from the outside. But best be careful. The tieflings hold this place dear, and any trouble is often jetted from the cliffs, rather than hearing the pleas.
Ooh boy, tieflings.
Stillwind just kind of gives you a smile and turns back towards some deckhands and starts giving out some commands, and you see them preparing some tie-downs to anchor off to the sides and pull into one of the piers. The air in the harbor feels wet and heavy, and the shallows of the cave keep the sun from heating things up too much. But looking over the side of the ship, you guys see that the small harbor is hosting 3 other ships, all tied off with what you can only picture as other merchants unloading and loading. You dismount and looking around, and you see a long stairwell slowly scaling one of the walls off towards the side. Likely one of the ways up to town, and as you walk up the pier, you hear a loud clunking noise that follows the fading noise of the gangway, and you see a contraption that you have never experienced before. A large platform made of rope and wood begins to descend from a hole in the ceiling, so essentially an elevator. You guys proceed up to the town to check out this tower and whatever else might be about. As you come out of the ground, I figure you're probably going to take the lift, or maybe you feel like taking the stairs. But regardless, they come out in the same area. They're right next to each other. So as you come out of the ground into a large lean-to that's covering the exit from the stairwell and elevator, you see walls almost as tall as the trees just outside them. Several small buildings lining one road that leads in to the massive tower ahead of you, which now you can see is a lot larger than from when you were down below. Heading up the road, you come to an intersection. Left appears to lead out of town, whereas right leads towards the large building. which direction do you guys want to go? I'm assuming the building.
A large building, I guess. We're here looking for a shrine. Yeah.
Um, one of the shrines.
I think
It's not here. It's on this island or the continent.
This continent.
Yeah, but it's not in this town.
Yeah, but we still need like information about where it might be.
Yeah.
Which one would hope the residents of the primary town here would know.
Maybe some of them. We could only ask and find out. So to the right, you head towards the large building, and now seeing it up close, it's remarkable. You can barely see the top as the clouds pass around the structure. Two large wooden doors laced with the letters M and S are all that stop you from entering the building itself.
Monkey scrotum.
Two large doors with an M and S stop us from entering the building.
No, I'm just saying that they're just there. They're not actually stopping you.
there's doors in our way.
There's just doors.
He's describing what we see on them.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was trying to be a little more detailed for you guys.
There's a monkey scrotum inside, according
There's
to
a
Ken.
monkey
I
scrotum.
hate
Awesome.
you guys so much.
Hear that, Chris? This guy's got a monkey scrotum and he's
Yes.
bragging about it.
Yep, that's the exact
Anyways.
reference.
The
I have no fucking soul.
The two large wooden doors start to creak open, letting you and some of the other deckhands that had managed to come up alongside you. Inside is like walking into another world. The center of the building is all open, all the way up to the sky, but the sides are lined with doors and walkways. Stairs on either side of the building lead up, and you see a great amount of different beings moving about the different levels. As you take in the sight, a strong aroma fills your nose. A fantastic meal is being made somewhere nearby. You see several guards patrolling the different levels, but no one really seems to be standing out. Where is it that you guys wish to head first? I hate
Look how astounding it is.
I will give you this to help you, because it is... Okay, down. So those are the different floors of the tower itself. There is a couple boards around, one by the entrance where you guys had come in that does show the different floors and what's on each one of them. It's kind of got a list.
Oh, okay.
A little directory, if you will.
I guess we're looking for either the guards, the guards location, or
Say the church.
or the church.
Detroit.
To the church. Alright. So... Alright, so... I hate you.
Greg fucking loves that one.
I'm not even the one using it.
I know, you just like laugh so hard at it every time.
So, you figure the
I'm
church
not
is...
the one laughing at it.
Nah, I mean, I am laughing at it. So the Church of Shar is probably the first one that you figure would be a good place to start looking for any sorts of clues as to this next crystal's location. If you guys want to do a religion check, you can to see if you know who Shar is.
Boy, would I know who Shar is? I 100% know who
Night is
Shar
the
is.
goddess of darkness in caverns of Faerun.
Oh, I absolutely should know who Shar is then.
Yeah, because it is in the
Oh,
Discord chat.
Also, it's not. Oh, it's not short for. Okay, just ignore my gift.
No.
I do religion check.
So yeah,
See if she mingles with my god. Nope. Never heard of her.
She was very tangentially related to some of the previous people I hung out with. It's fine.
Yeah, Shar is, yes, as you read, the mistress of the night, the goddess of dark in the caverns of Faerun. She is also the sister to Saloon, who you guys have knowledge of that as well. So with that,
That laugh in.
you guys head to the. It's on the second floor. So you head over to the. Are you taking the stairs or the elevator up? As there's an elevator on either side, just next to each of the stairs. It is only on the second floor. You guys are currently on the ground floor.
Does that count as floor 1?
No, it says ground floor. In stables, elevator.
Fucking look at
Two
floors. Okay. So what? We're going to the second floor.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you got the ground floor, then the first floor, then the second floor. So essentially, you got to go up 2 flights. So are you taking the stairs or are you taking the elevator?
Take the elevator.
All right.
What's gonna happen? It's gonna like blow up on us.
Yeah, I was like, nothing is telling us that this should be bad right now.
No. So you proceed to walk over towards the closest elevator that you see coming down, as they are continuously moving between the floors. And you wait for a little while as it finally reaches the bottom floor.
Is there elevator music? And is it Jimmy Buffett?
And is there an elevator attendant?
There is an elevator.
And is he Jimmy Buffett?
And is he Jimmy Buffett?
That music's only in your head.
Okay.
I just got really ahead of
Because of the Jimmy Buffett in your head. You parrot head. Thank you.
it. Wait a second. Sorry.
Just imagine just Kenny just tapping his feet along to the music in his own head.
I just
It's like,
picture him
yeah,
as
it's-
like when Peter Griffin's got the ride along music and he's on the bus. And he's like riding on the bus, singing along to it. But nobody else is able to hear it. Anyways, the elevator next to you slides down to a stop as a small group of people begin to dismount. You look over and see a tall, lanky tiefling standing, holding a lever on the side. To which floor do you wish? The tiefling kind of grants you a awkward smile and then kind of shows you onto the lift itself.
The second one, please.
Floor 2, not a problem. And you see him kind of fuss a little bit with the lever, and then he pulls it down, and you just feel the platform itself give a lurch, and it starts to lift up into the air. And it's kind of something new to you guys, so it's a little exciting for the first time. There are no walls on it. It's basically just a flat platform with a couple pulley system.
I'm sorry, there's no safety rail?
No safety.
OSHA violation? This is not. I can't. This is not okay.
So you guys are able to
This
see
is part
the
that's not okay? With the castle hanging off the cliff?
They're very daring.
Seriously.
Just an OSHA nightmare. Just don't come to the city.
How did your team TPK? They jumped off the elevator. They fell off.
OSHA violation.
But anyways, the elevator starts to ascend up to the second floor. It stops, and you see the tall, lanky tiefling yet again. Just second floor, and he kind of just shows you guys off the lift itself. And by the time you get your last foot off of it, you see that the lift just starts to move again, and it starts to ascend once again up above you guys. I might have to call it.
Oh?
Yeah, I'm.
You okay?
Nah, I'm getting. It's probably because I'm reading a Word document. It's my fucking
You gonna Google that?
sake. It's just making me really lightheaded.
Dude, like a $5? Like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at least
I
5 minutes.
I apologize, but I'm going to
Oh, don't apologize.
Dude, you're good. You're good.
just give me like a minute.
Shut up.
So, I apologize to anyone watching. For some reason, I had like a dizziness spell for a moment there. I'm wondering if my blood sugar is low, so I'm drinking red juice.
Isn't a spell? Isn't that a cantrip?
Blood sugar is low, so he's going to go have some alcohol.
Some sugar induced. Some sugar alcohol.
Come on. Just you, though.
Anyway, so you guys finally reach the second floor. Stepping off the elevator continues to ascend. And you easily find your way over to the Church of Star, as it is advertised. These two large wooden doors, yet again, are all that's in your way from getting inside the church itself. As you reach up to suddenly touch the door, you hear this loud bell start to chime out, and all of a sudden the entire tower eerily goes quiet. You see everybody kind of stop what they're doing. People are putting stuff down. Basically anybody that lives there already knows what's going on. A loud chime goes off, and you see them all starting to move. The chime echoes off the walls, fighting for its way up to the top of the tower, and you see many of the people begin to move towards these two large doors that are on the other side of the second floor that you guys are on. Do you guys follow them, or are you going to continue on your way? Because it is literally everybody that is within eyeshot, essentially. View.
I'm sorry.
I mean-
what's going on?
So basically, right before you guys got into the church, you heard these loud chimes go off, and a bunch of, not a bunch, just everybody that's in the area essentially stopped what they're doing, and all quietly are shuffling towards this one doorway that's on the second floor.
I will follow the herd.
Going off of
You
what I
know.
sent you,
Because, cow.
actually it's the first floor.
Yeah.
Right? It's the amphitheater entrance.
Wait, we have to go down a floor?
Yes, you'd have to go down the floor, sorry. I thought it was the second floor, but it's just the first floor and the ground floor combined. But they are all heading towards that one door, large door. You see people shuffling down the stairs. The elevator is coming down from the upper floors with a lot of people on each one as it's slowly gathering more people from each floor, making its trips up and down. So all of you are following them.
So we have to go down a floor.
Yeah, you guys have to go down a level, and literally everybody's going into this one doorway.
So we want to abandon the church plan?
I mean, if everyone's going here, we might as well see what's going on, because unless you guys... Look, I hate to suggest this, new in town, but, do we assume this town is bad?
Can we ask the elevator attendant what's going on, as, we are visitors?
Oh, yes. Hey, Mr. Attendant, what's going on here?
There wasn't anything,
You have to wait for him to descend back down to your level. It's likely that he may not stop on your level, as he's probably going to have, one, a lot of people on the lift already, and two, you only have to go down one floor.
Well, I was under the impression that he was riding it with us. Okay, I didn't understand that.
You guys had already stepped off though and walked up to the church's doors.
Oh.
So you guys weren't on the lift anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys had stepped off, walked up to the church, and right before you guys entered into the church, this chime had echoed off the walls, basically getting everybody to stop what they're doing and all start to head towards towards the amphitheater.
I'm already going because I think at the amphitheater, I think that my favorite jam band is playing, and everyone looks like they're going in for a good time. And some other
So
parrot heads.
do we have to wait, or could we just take the stairs? I guess.
Where did it go?
You could take the stairs. I mean, it is only one flight. It's about 10 feet between floors, so it's
Oh, I'll
a
follow.
it's a handful of steps, like
I'll
20.
follow Kenny. Just don't want to lose the crow in the crowd.
Yeah.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Morgan Freeman.
Anyways, as
Following Kenny into a crowd.
that's the last thing I need to do. All right, so as you follow the crowd down a floor and through the large doors into the amphitheater, you enter into a massive open room. This room appears to be on the back of the building, and it's overlooking the water and the cliffside below. It's a large open backside, so essentially as you're walking in, it's all the seating just starts to recede down towards the ground level. And at the far end is set a large stone stage below you, and seats are lining all the walls. This is clearly an amphitheater, but what are they showing that's got everyone so intrigued? So,
Yes. What is it, John?
as the seats begin to fill out, you find a small row for the four of you to sit. Looking towards the stage below, and something seems off. Nobody in the crowd seems to be talking. Only the sounds of the footsteps in the ocean wind can be heard. Nobody's talking, nobody's interacting with each other. Everybody's just kind of filing in, finding seats here and there.
Is there anyone next to me?
There is a half-elf that is sitting next to... Well, it's next to your row. I guess if you're on the end, then yes, it would be next to you.
I'm gonna like tap him and be like, so what's going on here?
We're not supposed to talk while this is... I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I'm like trying to whisper talk.
Yeah, no, we got you.
Okay.
What?
Fuck you. We're not supposed to talk at this moment. You just need to wait, and you'll see. Don't worry.
Wait
It's
for
nothing-
what?
It's nothing bad. It's usually some of us call it the plunge. Some of us call it justice. But you'll find out.
Oh shit, we're about to watch an execution. Gotcha.
You see that he was very, very skittish with talking to you. Like, he wouldn't make eye contact. He refused to really open his mouth a lot. He was kind of just trying to whisper through. I was only talking a little louder so that my mic would pick it up.
Kenny's like pretending to drum and like headbanging, like, just
Just
like
like a-
getting real yeah, kind of just losing himself in the vibe.
Nobody seems to be paying attention to your drumming, but it's likely that people are hearing it. As the crowd is filling into the theater itself, a sudden loud boom echoes throughout the room, off the walls and out into the open air over the water. And down upon the stage appears a tiefling, except this one looks a little bit different than the others. Its skin is purplish and it's covered in white tattoos. Its horns are curled around the side of its head, wrapping around its ears, and large bat-like wings rest on its back.
Oh boy.
The creature steps forward through the dissipating smoke cloud and lifts his hand to the air. And the crowd starts clapping vigorously. Without a word, the man drops his hand, and the room falls silent almost instantly. Using some magic abilities, his voice booms across the room, and you just hear, "Welcome to today's dropping! I present to you the offender!" And he kind of shows his hands off to the side, and you see two guards emerge from a small hall in the side, pushing a gnome that is in shackles towards the center of the stage. Now, most of you know how this works, but for the guests who arrived yesterday and today, below your seats are two glowing stones. After I present to you his crimes, you are to vote. The blue stone is for his release, the red stone for his departure from our town. The choice I leave to you. You see the guards proceed to move the gnome to a small stand at the edge of the cliff and tie his shackles to an anchor that's anchored into the stage itself. However, looking a little bit more closely, you notice that it's not exactly a piece of the stage that he's standing on, but a stone block, likely to keep the culprit underwater if he were to survive the fall.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what the anchor would be for.
Quite
Well,
Or is
possible.
it like
no,
an anchor into the
it's yeah,
building?
it's a stone anchor. That's like
Oh,
so. It's,
okay. I thought you meant
not
like
like a
a ship
literal.
anchor.
Yeah,
I
no,
was
no,
like,
no,
that's
not,
just gonna suck me out right down to the ground. Yeah.
no. It's an anchor like in concrete. So like one.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, this here is Johann. He is present due to the accusations of theft from the caravans during your travels up from the lift. Items thought to be coming into stock were being lost before reaching the stores. What say you, Johann? And you see the gnome shaking with tears running down his face. I swear on the gods,
It's
it's what's
it's Johann.
I have no need to steal. Please, you have to believe me. And you see him frantically looking around, and he stops his gaze on two tieflings sitting towards the front row. Thor, you know me. This wasn't me. Please tell them. On the two tieflings that he was looking at, host a look of concern, but quickly that look vanishes from their face as you see the, I guess the bat-winged tiefling on stage look at them. Then explain the contents of this found in your home stores. And he dumps out a large bag that has several items that are known to be missing from some of the stores. With this, I call the vote. Let's see what the people think. So, what do you guys each vote? You
What did each stone does?
Bluestone release. I just want to double check that I'm not getting them backwards.
See how well he can swim.
Bluestone is for his release, and the redstone is for his departure. Yeah, I didn't want to get it backwards. So Bluestone is good to go. Redstone is fallen to the waters. So you see the crowd's got just a mixture of stones lifting in the air. Some of them blue, some of them red.
Oh, I thought we had to like press it or something.
No, there's two different types, two different stones. They were underneath your seat. So which one are you guys holding up?
A red one.
All
Into
right.
the water. You
Kenny
go,
is
sir.
red.
I'll hold up blue.
I'll bluestone him.
Bluestone? Ooh.
Yeah.
Bomb.
Kenny's going through both. It just switches. I could just switch the color. Yeah, I
Yeah,
got
it's-
both.
it's-
I'm like kind of like
Yeah, it's two
yeah, I'm like
separate
rocking with
stones.
them. I'm like yeah, I'm like doing like cool like LSD like like throwing them
It's
in.
a
Like,
rave. Just
yeah, cool like yeah, exactly that.
Perfect.
Is everybody standing up or sitting down?
They're still sitting down, but they are holding essentially
standing up.
their hand up, holding the stone. It's not a large, heavy stone, but it's big enough and bright enough that they can see it from the stage itself.
What
Yeah,
did they
I'm
do? Count
standing
them
up
all
holding it.
standing there? That's so hard. It's like, shit, fuck,
Don't put the stone
shit.
down once I
Stop.
count it.
Stop.
I got 96 this time. Well, I got 94. Let me count again. I got 97 now. What the fuck?
That's why it's
You guys-
fantastic
you guys-
that we're in a world of magic. When you hold it up, it counts it for you. Don't ask
There's
me
a
the
big
spell.
scoreboard behind them. Just probably illusionary magic.
Anyways, so
Mutation.
Kenny, which one do you end up holding up? So we got two blue and one red from you guys.
Two blue, one red. I probably would do red because I want it to be even.
Two and two. You guys hold them up, and you see. You succeeded to do so.
Give you a thumbs up.
So you see the crowd raises their stones, some of them blue, but most of the room appears to be red. You guys hold up your colors. And the winged man nods. It is decided. Farewell, gnome. May the moon maiden be easy on your soul.
So
Goodbye.
And you see one of the guards turns and grabs a lever and pulls, and you see the gnome just drop out of sight, and you hear a loud scream that starts to become muffled by some of the chatter of the crowd.
Wasn't he anchored to the floor?
No, I think you interrupted me while I was describing it. It was actually a stone block that he was attached to that wasn't attached to anything. It was on a platform that dropped out from underneath him. Yeah, I think when you started asking about the anchor, I ended up skipping the describing.
Goodbye.
With that, you see the winged man just turn and start to proceed off stage itself, and the guards following him out, gathering up some of the materials that were dumped on the floor in front of him. The crowd begins to disperse back out the doors, returning to their everyday tasks. And you hear the half elf that was next to you, Silva, say, "Well, I guess we're only getting one today."
Oh, great. Just the one death.
But there is a pretty heavy crowd now leaving the theater itself, so everybody's kind of dispersing. There are a couple. There are 2 doors on the first floor, or on the ground floor, and then 2 doors on the first floor. So you guys are able to easily make your way back out. You hear everybody kind of, as you're passing, chatting about what had happened. Some people are arguing amongst each other about whether or not they believe that the gnome deserved it. As you guys continue to make your way...
Too late now.
As you guys continue to make your way up towards the church once again, you do hear a small group of tieflings that are just talking about how they don't agree. You overhear that they don't agree with the way things are being handled here. Some muttering and whatnot, and you hear that... you hear the name Bulgaria. Not Bulgaria, Bulgaria. Or at least I think that's how it's pronounced. I could type it out. See what you guys do with it. You can call it Burger.
Burger King?
Let's see.
I know the last name. Burguia? Burguia? You can call it
Burgundy?
Burgundy? I don't know.
Ron Burgundy?
Give me all the bacon. Certainly. No. I don't think you heard me. I didn't say bring me a lot of bacon. I said bring me all your bacon.
I just love
That's
it.
Ron Swanson. Ron Burgundy's Anchorman.
It's okay. We were just gonna let you have it. But anyways, you hear the name. I'm just gonna go Berg. I'm gonna say Berg because it's gonna be too complicated for me to continue to say. But you hear the name Berg come across everybody's mouths, and they're just kind of talking, and they notice you guys walking by, so they start to hush up.
He came across all their mouths.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep. Well, anyway, so you guys find yourselves back at the church. This time the front doors are open. Likely due to the holy person there was at the theater as well and had just stepped inside prior to you guys. Walking inside, you find a half elf donned in robes of a mixture of white and black, and her hair is long, blonde, and tied in braids draped on both sides of her shoulders. She turns around and looks at you as she hears you guys entering in. You notice that she's on the slightly older side, and that some of her fingers from her left hand are missing. But she looks you guys over as you are the first ones to enter into the church just behind her. Well, hello there. Welcome to the Church of Shar. Is there something I can help you with?
Still have the red gemstone, and I look at it and put it in my bag of holding.
You took the stones? You were supposed to leave them underneath the chair.
I took one of them. I took the red one.
I don't recall them telling us to leave the stones.
Is this about time to tell you that I too took a stone? Everybody's got one.
I was like, I slipped the 2 stones into my fucking bag. I was like, all right, well, whatever. I'll take the stones.
I mean, they... All right. So you guys quickly pocketed those stones. Okay.
Look, they're not magical or anything. They're just interesting.
However,
I went to the city and all I got was a fucking stone.
You just got stoned, not the.
I got
good-
stoned.
But anyways, Berg here, Berg Snowspear, half elf, old lady who is the current holy person of the town. She stands before you, just with a smile on her face. Like I said, she has a couple fingers missing from her hand, and just well, is there anything I can help you with, or if you wish to just sit down and pray, by all means, the pews are open.
There was a question for you. We're looking for something that's on this continent, and we were hoping you might be able to help.
Oh, I might be able to. What is it that you seek?
We seek a shrine of the what is it? Animal gods? No.
I have no idea.
I don't think it actually ever had
A proper name?
Yeah, I don't think I ever gave it a proper name. I just gave like the
Shrine
creatures.
location.
Yeah, the locations and the creatures there.
Like the creature we're looking to talk to? Or like
Essentially,
enemy creatures? Okay.
yeah, it's essentially the creatures you're supposed to talk to. Um, she looks a little puzzled with your question. You'll have to be a little more clear on what you're looking for. There's plenty of shrines along this continent.
Uh, one with probably like a big crystal, probably one that is guarded by an animal guardian.
You see her face become stern, and she looks at you. Just you speak of the crystal of. I don't have a real name for it, and I'm struggling to come up with shit right now.
That's fine. The crystal of
yeah.
to be determined plot
Yeah,
device
TBD.
later.
Error crystal.
Error 404.
Yeah, I was about to say 404. Crystal not found. Crystal name not found. But yeah, so she recognizes what you're talking about. Just you guys, the ones. She pauses in her sentence and just kind of looks over at Kenny fumbling with his new stones, uh, and then Yano and Peepaw standing just behind you. And just, so you are the ones from the stories. That's good to know. Unfortunately, I don't know of the exact location to the Crystal Shrine, but I can definitely point you in the right direction.
Oh boy.
I do know the story tells of. God damn this. The story tells of. It
Sorry
was
about that.
it started to
My
hurt my
throat.
throat. It started to get itchy, and I was just gonna go into a coughing fit. That's why I kept on drinking between words.
You what?
I don't know how that's supposed to make sense, but anyways, so she tells you guys that it is in the northern half of the Cleft Foothills, to the north, and it's probably going to be a few days travel from here. But if you want to maybe spend the night, that way you guys could leave early in the morning. I know that you guys brought. Well, actually, she doesn't know. Other people know, but she doesn't. But I'm sure that you guys could find a good warm bed to sleep in instead of the boat that you came across on.
Of course.
Let me. I can bring you guys to the map. Boop. Map. So you pull out your map and you kind of ask her in the general location where you could probably find this crystal shrine, and she kind of points to, if you looked where it says Cleft Foothills, the little circle dot, the cave that's there. It's in that general area. So at least you have a heading and more purpose than just combing the entire foothills per se.
Hmm.
But with that, is there anything else that you might need from me? Um, any sort of illnesses or anything like that? Other than that, I must continue on my day. I do have some things I have to do. I apologize.
Oh,
I mean,
no. Please continue.
Kenny, do you want a full workup after puking up all that black shit?
Oh, that black shit, yeah.
Yeah, I still got a little bit on my shirt since I'm assuming we haven't showered ever.
I didn't know you were wearing a shirt.
I have a cool tunic, bro.
We
It's on
we
my
went
cape,
for a
too.
swim.
Yeah, I guess you could say you took a swim in the.
That's right. We did go into swimming. Yeah, that's
Involuntary
right.
bath.
When
Involuntary
you were trying to
bath.
loot. I guess we'll say that it kind of washed off somewhat. So with that, you see, Snowspear gives you guys a gentle bow, and she turns and continues to walk deeper into the church itself, leaving you guys kind of near the doorway where you had encountered her. Um, where do you guys want to head next?
Yes, down to the place where we could spend some potential cash.
Okay.
So that would be
Money.
You can ground
3, 13.
13. You want to go to the alchemist?
Well, no, I guess 3 because we're looking for blacksmith.
All right. So, um, I'd say with Peepaw, you have that Outlander. Or no, that's just where you've been thing, right? That Outlander feature.
Boop. Yeah, maps of geography, and you could always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around
Well,
you. In
you
addition,
can
you can
remember the
find food.
general
Fish.
terrain of it. So, I'm gonna say that you were able to kind of remember what's on what floor, and you guys talking amongst each other decided maybe spending a little bit of money and seeing what the blacksmith might have in store.
More money.
Money would be good for you guys. So luckily it's only up one floor, so you guys proceed up to the next level, and you find. Oh, that's right. You find the
Has
black.
anyone ever fallen?
You could ask some of the guards. There are guards that are patrolling each level, and you have passed a few of them. They kind of give you a little side eye because you're an unusual creature that is there, seeing how you guys are of the normal Kiss race. But they aren't. They don't stop you. They're just kind of keeping an eye. But you head up to.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
Me!
I hate you.
I fell off the edge.
You head up. No, there's railings. There's just not railings on the lifts.
So what? There's railings in the mall, and I've seen people fall over those.
True. Well, people are stupid.
Exactly.
We need a new plague. Anyways, so you finally get up. You get up to the third floor, and walking along, you see signs hanging down. You stumble upon the one that says "Still Wind Steel Works," with a giant anvil and hammer on the sign itself, and you can just smell the blacksmith shop itself, the fumes from all the hot embers and the steel and iron work going on. You enter inside and you find a just plethora of different types of armor, everything that's coming from leather all the way up to full plate, just kind of on different mannequins, and each mannequin is also holding a different type of weapon. You got some swords, you got pole arms, you got sickles, stuff like that, and then just above each mannequin is a different type of bow and arrow. Some crossbows, some longbows, short bows, all sorts of that kind of stuff. You hear this loud chime of hammer on anvil coming from towards the back of the shop. Walking up one of the aisles, you see towards the front, and there is a elf standing there who's just hammering away on a piece of steel over an anvil. You see sparks flying into the air. She stops and walks up to the counter, putting down the hammer on the counter, and just, "Welcome to my shop. Is there anything I can get for you? Anything in particular that you're looking for? I have all sorts of different and unique items here, from ones to kill people to ones to protect yourself."
Is
Actually,
it all just armor and swords, or is it like other magical items too, like rings, things
There's
like
not
that?
really magical items here that you can see.
So,
There are shields, swords, staves, bows. It's kind of like your standard like fighter gear, if you will.
armor. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
She may have some magic items, but you'd have to be kind of
I I have
specific.
no way to ask for them, so it's fine.
Are you looking for something to maim some of your enemies, to take them down a few pegs?
Take out the no, no, no.
What is that? 9 live stealer? What is that?
And I feel like I just got home.
9 live stealer. This sword has a 1d8 plus 1 charge. If you score a critical hit against a creature that has fewer than 100 hit points, it must succeed on a DC 15 con save or die.
Nice.
Jesus Christ. Oh, you only.
That's gonna be expensive.
Yeah. The sword loses 1 charge if the creature is slain. When the sword has no charges remaining, it loses this property. So it does not renew.
No, it steals 9 lives.
Yeah,
It's meant to kill 9 things.
yeah. That's just wild to me. I mean, you do have to crit. But, anyways. So, is there anything specific that you're looking for here? You do recognize. Well, actually. Yeah, you do recognize some of more the finer armors, like some elven chain, different bracers. Like I said, I am giving you guys, I think it's 6 slots. Feet, gloves, chest.
Yeah, sweet boots, sweet gloves. No gloves.
There
man.
are
Okay, cool.
boots. She does have boots. I do have. I mean, it would all depend on what you're looking for. If you're looking for boots of the elven kind, boots of speed, long strider boots, it kind of depends.
Can I get my stompies?
Your jumping boots, your long jump boots that were so broken. Wasn't that just
No, I'm kidding.
boots of long stride? Was that the boots of long stride?
It's like springing and striding.
Spring
They're
and
like,
striding. That's it. Yeah. That's
but yeah, like that combined with another thing, and it was like, that's
you could leap 90
What?
feet.
yeah.
I was like, that's a little broken. Alright.
I cast haste on him.
Yeah, it was insane. We ended up saying that's a little too much, so we dumbed it down. I think it was like 50 feet or 40 feet we agreed on.
It was like, it wasn't quite my movement speed, but it was like, yeah, it was like in that distance where it's like, okay, it honestly made more sense for me to close the gap just by
Just by
broad
jumping.
jumping at people.
That was wild.
Oh, whoa! I could just get winged boots, and I could just fly. That can't be right.
What do you, Are you looking at? Because I have the sane magical prices. That's what I got.
Where do you look? What did you post? Did you post something
I
for this?
no, I.
Oh.
It's tagged or pinned.
I see.
Should be the most recent one.
Sane
Sane
magic.
magical prices.
Yeah, this is clutch.
She does not
Let's
have
see.
all that's in there, but she does have a good portion of it. As a lot of stuff does come through this area, it's one of the more major shipping ports. Seeing how they were able to preserve most of the land, be able to grow and harvest and mine what they need, seeing how they built up as opposed to out. So they do have a good chunk of this stuff, if you're looking for anything specific. But
They have the sort of life stealing.
where
It's on page 3. Why can't I see?
sort of sharpness, sort of life stealing,
Nice.
Sort of wife stealing.
life, not wife. Give me
Well,
all your
I don't want it.
wives. I slayed
I don't
you, and
want
now
it.
I'm married to all of you.
Right.
You should get the pipes of the sewers and just summon rats.
Just all
I
day.
am the Rat King.
Great sort of life. No, where's the other one?
Um,
Long sort of life stealing.
What the fuck is this shit?
No, I don't. Yeah, that's fine. Ooh.
So, looking around and looking at some of the different weapons in there, she doesn't really have anything that's magical. The ones that do stand out the most are there's a longsword that is one mannequin is essentially holding all these nice magical items. It's a longsword that is just gleaming, shining off of everything that's in the room, really drawing your attention to it. Then there's a leather helm that is on. Well, yeah. Let me see.
Can a bird wear a helmet?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean you could.
Just a leather helmet. It says just plain helmet. I don't even have helmets. I guess they do. It's just called helm. Propeller helm.
Go, Inspector Kenny.
Yeah, that's like the little like dinky 2-color helmet with the propeller on top. Hat with the propeller on top.
I really want people to take me seriously, so I bought this.
He buys it and he's just making it spin. Doesn't know the entire time it's magical and can help him fly. So he's just like.
It's
Why
a
is
wonderful fan. Yeah, downdraft.
Keeps me cool in the summer.
helmet
So
is
the longsword is a flame tongue longsword. I'll
Ooh,
let you guys know on that one.
too rich for our fucking blood.
How much does that cost?
12, 15,
Oh, I got that.
1,000.
Oh. I'm in the wrong store.
Yeah, any sort of fancy magical items is gonna probably be, I mean, really powerful magical items.
Where even is
Is
that
going to
on
be
here?
there's gonna be a couple thousand.
I see 5,000 here. The same
Really?
magical prices.
Yeah.
Oh, well then, take it.
Oh, I don't have 5,000. I only have 22,200. Did we get any money from that last ship that we just raided?
You did get money off of it. I believe we got 200 gold each.
Yeah, we heard distributed that.
Yeah.
We did distribute that? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Bag.
Then there's also some armor that's on it that you have adamantium armor. So the
Ooh,
armor is
nice.
just slightly stronger, and this armor prevents, I think, adamantine prevents you from taking critical damage. Like, you can't be crit anymore. While wearing it, any critical hit against you becomes a normal hit. So the adamantine armor.
That's heavy armor, right?
Yes, its half plate is the one that they have in store. You could request an item if you wish.
I could like get it on layaway or something. Could you go check the back?
And then there's a couple of rings. One, a ring of evasion,
Hmm?
and then a ring of protection.
Ooh.
Uh,
What does the Ring of Evasion do?
Ring of evasion. This ring has 3 charges and it gains 1d3 expended at daily at dawn. When you fail a dex saving throw while wearing it, you can use reaction to expend one of its charges to succeed on the throw instead.
Ah.
I'll grab a ring of protection. How much is that going to cost? No,
Ring of
come on,
protection.
come on. 3,500. Well, fuck, never mind.
Yeah. Oh, why would they put it in
That's where
order?
2 condoms in.
I feel like they should have put this in fucking alphabetical order, not price order.
It really should. Yeah. I could just use Control Find.
I mean, we could go over to the magic shop too.
Yes, there is a enchanter shop here as well. But you do see Stillwind looking at you and just, if there isn't anything you're gonna buy, by all means, I'm gonna return to my work. If you're looking to sell, I'll also purchase some stuff from you guys.
Oh. I list off the list of shit we got from the pirate ship.
This is the laziest roleplay I've ever heard. I list off the shit that is in our Discord.
I'm tired, man.
I know, just it's funny. Should at least put the freaking S's on it. I list off the things in our Discord.
Alright, so you're listing off the scimitars, the flintlock pistols. What are you looking to actually sell besides those 5 things? Or 2 things, if you will. The scimitars, the pistols. You have the silk rolls, the sapling cores.
Oh wait, we need to keep those, don't we?
The sapling cores.
Enchanted
Yeah.
oak. Do we care about the silk rolls?
It's up to you guys if you want. There are 25
Not
rolls
really.
that you were able to get, and they sell for 25 gold a piece. Silk is very expensive.
How much do they sell for?
25 gold per roll. So 25 times 25. If you sell all of them.
625 gold? I don't see why not. We don't need it.
Alright. So the scimitars, you guys... the scimitars aren't anything fancy, and neither are the flintlock pistols. The pistols do sell for a little bit more, as they are essentially the new weapon on the block.
The new hotness.
Yeah, not many people really have pistols, as really grinding the gunpowder down to a fine enough powder that you can use in a small handheld pistol is a difficult process. So having these pistols is pretty intricate. So it's 50 gold pieces per pistol, and then it's 10 gold pieces per scimitar.
755? Okay. 755 gold.
755 gold that you guys exchange with Stillwind here.
Thanks, girly.
And she gives you a nod, and she takes the stuff and kind of puts it behind the counter. And
How much was it? 755. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oops.
So with that,
188 each.
so you guys get a couple more, a good handful more of gold. And with that, nothing in here is really for you guys, and you guys can't really wear much or use much of this. It's also not magical, so outside of what you normally use, it's not really too enticing, if you will. Are you looking to go to the enchanter?
I want to go to the enchanting shop real quick. I want to get one thing.
Is there there is an enchanter. Oh, I didn't put it in here. I'm going to say it's with the alchemist on the 13th floor. So with that, you take your leave, heading out, and you proceed back to the elevator. This time on the side that you were on, it's not the tall, lanky tiefling that's the elevator attendant. It's a short, stocky dwarf. The elevator comes to a stop just at your level as you guys are standing there with a couple other people, and the dwarf just looks at you. Oh, to what floor?
Yeah.
It was 13th that you guys are going to.
13th.
Alright. So you guys... So you guys riding the elevator all the way up. The elevator... the elevator makes several stops before it finally reaches the 13th floor. Just here we are, level 13, alchemy and herbal growth and all that such. And you see that he's kind of a little grumpy on the side there. Maybe he hasn't had his rum yet today, but he kind of just shuffles you off. Directly in front of you is a long wall that stretches most of the side of the building, and a small door sits just inside the wall to your right, with a small sign swinging in the breeze above it that reads "Bubbling Filters." Sorry, I misspelled it, and it got me all off. Along two other sides are a series of greenhouses, and on the far side is the enchanters, which I believe. You remember its name from the, I guess, directory as Albin's Wizardry. But it is clearly on the other side, as the other two long walls opposite of it are the greenhouses, where they obviously are growing their food and supplies in town.
Okay, well, I go to the magic shop.
Alright, so you guys head on over to it. Walking inside, you enter in through the door, and you see that there is just essentially glass cases everywhere. There's glass cases on the wall, some self-standing pedestals. There's some even hanging from the ceiling, kind of like chandeliers, if you will. Inside each one of them, it varies. Some are scrolls, some you see rings, some of them you see a dagger hold up in one. You see a small piece of armor in another one. All of them are behind this glass, each of kind of having its own area in the shop. Walking inside... Walking inside, you see a tiefling standing behind the counter with one of the... I don't know the name of it, but the jeweler eye lenses, and he's just kind of looking over a ring. He hears you enter, puts down the looking glass, looks up, and says, welcome to Abin's Wizardry. I am Abin. What is it that I can help you with? Anything
I'm looking for a wind fan.
A wind fan? Well. I do believe I might have one of those in stock. He quickly walks off towards the side, and you see him open up a case, and it's got a couple different little items in there, and he sees that there is a fan inside. He takes it out. How did you do that search thing you were talking about, Ken?
Control F.
Control F. Or if you're on a Mac, Command F. You can just type in what you want.
Okay. Well, that makes it finding it super easy.
Amazing. Glad to help.
So he does have the wind fan, and he brings it over to you, and he places it on the counter. And just, well, this is definitely something that you are interested in. I know that. I can feel it. I can hear it. I can see it. For a measly 1,500 gold pieces, this fan could be yours, and you could use it for anything you want.
I give him a ruby, 2,000 silver, and 300 gold.
You what?
So you start to pile this stuff kind of on the counter in front of him, and you see him quickly swipe up the ruby and pull up the looking glass again, and he's just kind of looking it over, and you just hear him, yes, well, where did you come by such a gem? And he puts the looking glass down, and he's just kind of eyeing it in the light.
I've already had him praise, buddy. And I don't know, and just somewhere. I've been on many adventures. I can't recall all of them.
Well, if you were ever so keen to bring me some more of these gems of this quality, by all means, please do, and I could definitely reward you for something like that. You know, and obviously with your funds here, this is clearly enough in exchange for the fan.
Thanks. I'm getting rid of a bunch of silver.
He slides a fan across the countertop towards you. Just by all means, just please don't use it in my shop. I don't need anything going flying.
I just break all his glass. Take it all, run!
Yeah, right. You guys are each in a bag of holding that's precariously placed around and just pop out. Alright. Anybody else looking for anything else?
Not really.
You do have gems that I believe Colby's got a good handful of gems that he can help with you guys getting stuff too.
Yeah, I have about 10,000 gold worth of gems.
Yeah, because I put into Discord has the gem pricing of them being appraised last time. So just with that, you got the fan, and the rest of you guys are essentially all set. Heading on out, you do hear Abin just kind of yelling behind you. Just, oh, don't forget to visit the inn down below. My brother works. I don't know why he suddenly got like an Irish accent on that.
An Irish accent, yeah.
It just started to come out. He works the inn.
Bound chicka wow wow.
His name is Orwug. Orwug.
Orwug?
Orwug.
Are you sure about that?
Or what?
Yeah, no. What?
What?
Orwug. Goddamn name.
All right, so we got like a general direction on where to go for.
Yeah, so you got a general direction on where to go up in the foothills, and you guys did a little bit of shopping. The day is starting to break into the early afternoon, as you guys have been here for a good portion of the day, traveling up and down the different levels and then talking to the people, and then the whole dropping the gnome situation.
Yeah.
So
Do we want to stay here? We could just leave with our cart and just head out to what we do. I feel like,
We
unless
are
you guys
here
want-
for a shrine. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
We level up every time we do a shrine.
alright.
Next shrine, please come. Well, technically, you didn't level up at the Godborn Shrine. You leveled up prior to it and then after it. So, wrong. Well, maybe. It's up to you guys if you want to leave, if you want to see if there's anything else in town.
We have a shit ton of rations, so we don't have to worry about food. We got our cart.
Yeah, you guys got
Does
plenty
anyone
of
else need anything in the city?
I'm good to bounce.
Alright.
We could just take shifts driving.
Oh, yeah. Let me drive.
No.
Let me drive. No.
We each do like a 3-hour shift,
I'm okay with
excluding
this.
Kenny. Someone has to watch him while he's awake.
Well, he's not.
But you're
He's
missing
not
out.
nocturnal anymore, so he could just sleep the whole night.
Yeah,
But you could just put me in a bag and not think about me.
Still put him in the bag.
Oh shit, Kenny's dead.
But anyways, all right. So you guys leave the enchanter shop and walking towards the elevator. You guys are discussing a little bit about where you wanted to head next, and as you're walking and talking, Kenny, you bump into a tiefling that was walking opposite direction of you. Basically, you guys just bumped into each other, not really watching where you're going. And she drops a couple pieces of parchment onto the floor, quickly bends down to start picking them, and just, sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get in your way there. I'm just not thinking straight. And she just starts muttering to herself and manages to collect the parchments. One starts to blow up into the air towards you guys. Is one of you grabbing it?
Check your gold. She pickpocketed you.
Is anybody trying
Who's
to grab
coming
the
towards me?
loose parchment?
I literally have nothing to grab it with.
You can try
You have
to
no
do
hands?
Can I like physically just grab it?
Yeah, you can physically try to grab it. You don't have to use like the spell.
So
You can
I'll go for it.
You can do.
Nope, I whiff.
What am I rolling here, Chief?
I was debating either just a straight dex check or a sleight of hand check.
What would you like me to roll?
I guess sleight of hand because it's a quick motion to just kind of dart it out there, grab it. So Silva, if you want to retry, you can.
That's a 9. I'm not a ninja.
I'll take an average.
So, with that, you both kind of launch your hands out to try and grab the parchment, and you kind of gust a little bit of wind into it, and it pushes it out forward. And Silva, you manage to grab onto the parchment, holding onto it. The tiefling stands up and is just looking you dead in the face, and has her hand outstretched towards you. Do you look down to read the parchment, or are you going to just hand it back to her?
I mean, I'm gonna not like instantly hand it back to her. What's it look like? But I'm not gonna like open it.
So you notice the parchment. It's already open. Nothing's like folded up or anything. But you hold up the parchment. On the front side of it is essentially it looks like a poster for missing person. It describes a male tiefling who is part of the hunt club in town, and is currently missing with the recent hunt. There is her name at the bottom. Her name is Merritt Fergus, and it says to speak to her about helping find her husband.
So, you guys have a bunch of people go missing recently?
She kind of looks down towards her feet and just kind of like shakes her hand. Just, yes, well, it was a small handful. It's a group of 4 that always goes out. The hunt club here is kind of for gathering some supplies that we can gather here on the island itself or nearby. They left. My husband, his name's Lucas. He's part of the Hunters Guild, and they left about 2 days ago. And they haven't yet to return, and I fear something may have happened to them. They were supposed to go to the forest to the north for elk pelts, sap, and oaken bark. Not something that takes 2 days.
I'm sorry. They went there for what?
Elk pelts, so like the
Yep.
elk, sap, tree sap, and then oaken
Yep.
bark.
Okay. The way you said it, it sounded like one thing, and I was
Oh.
confused as shit.
Elk pelts the
What?
sap.
Elk, elk, elk pelt sappenbark, and I was like, Gazute.
uh,
What?
just so lost.
Exactly.
But yeah, so
What?
essentially she just relays the message to you guys, and just she still has her hand outstretched for the poster, the parchment itself. I mean, if you guys are interested and want to help, I asked the guards to search, but they said they won't do anything prior to a week of them missing.
Okay. Where are they about? Or do we have to go ask the other woman?
No, she did mention that they went to the forest to the north. So just to the north of town is a small forest. Well, if you are willing, I don't have much, but I do have this necklace at home that I can give you in exchange for his safe return. I don't have it on me at the moment, but
Does it do anything, or is it just a fancy necklace?
I'm not sure. But it's been passed down to me from my mother, who got it in some sort of gambling bet. So I'm not sure.
Wow, she wanna gamble with the devil, probably.
It could be a powerful necklace. I haven't even made it yet.
Fair enough. Well then, I mean, we could make a detour, see if we can find
Keep
her
an eye out.
husband. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just like go to the forest to the north, scan around, see if we can find him. Worst comes worst, we don't find him, and then they send out a scouting party here in a week.
I kind of gave myself a backup plan to finding things that you guys are refusing to do.
All right. Yeah, sure. Let's go take a look.
You see her get super excited that you guys agreed to go take a look and see if that you can find her husband, and she kind of just like lets all the parchments fly up into the air, and she leaps forward and gives you a big hug.
Gee, thanks.
Ooh.
All right. So, with that, the elevator is coming down from one, or is actually coming up from below you guys. So you guys can hop onto the elevator to get back down to the first floor or ground floor, if you will.
Huzzah.
Down, my good sir.
This one is the tiefling, the lanky tiefling teeth.
Oh,
He's
hello.
got teeth.
Tiefling, not tiefling.
Tiefling. Ew.
Ugh.
Suckling.
Made out of teeth.
Just poor gum tooth ratio. Close your mouth.
Gum tooth ratio. I love that.
All right, so you guys take the elevator all the way down to the first floor, and head for the door. Your Buttercup and your cart are out by the stables that are just outside, by the lift that actually goes back down into the harbor itself. So I take it that you guys are just straight up leaving. So you leave the tower and find a strong.
Pack up the cart, get some supplies,
Yeah.
and fuck off out of here.
Yeah,
like,
that's
just, what else
So,
are we supposed to be doing?
You leave the tower and find a strong breeze crossing the ground just outside, and a different warmth from the sun here. You want to head into the forest first, or are you guys going to head into the foothills and try and hit the forest on the way back?
I'm assuming the forest is closer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
it's
you
right
look at the
outside
map,
town.
it's literally right just above it.
Oh yeah, we actually have went back to the
Yeah,
map.
I
Alright.
moved it back over to the map for you. I figured you were tired of
Yeah,
seeing this tower.
I guess we'll go to the forest first. If anyone else has an objection.
Nope. No objections here.
Fantastic.
Alright, so with that, you head out for the forest to the north. The forest is but a short stride to its edge from town, The trees look almost as tall as the tower itself. There is no path into the woods, but the forest is wild and thick with thorny brush. So there is it's pretty heavy walking into the woods itself. You're gonna have to hack away. So we're gonna get a marching order. So who's up front hacking away at some of the brush to make your way in?
Kenny.
Kenny's up front,
I'm
just lopping away with his sword.
He's our weed whacker.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my spinning sweet spin move. Swashbuckling. Yeah, exactly.
Just gonna do Link's spinning blade all the way up.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So who's going second? Who's after Kenny? Kenny's lopping away the woods. You guys are following the blind, leading the blind on this one.
I'll be behind him.
All right. So Peepaw is second. Who's third and fourth?
Oh, I'll go in the middle, I guess. Third is fine with me.
All right. So that brings up Silva in the rear. All right. So you guys start hacking your way into the forest itself, lopping away clumps of vines and twigs, pushing stuff out of the way deeper into the forest. As you get a good chunk into the forest, some of the natural sunlight starts to fade. Everything becomes essentially shadows, with the canopy blocking out a lot of the light. You still are able to see it. I wouldn't even really consider it dim light yet. But you hear faint sounds in the distance that doesn't sound too natural to wildlife itself. Let me get a perception check from each of you.
Ooh, 17.
21. Nothing sneaking up on my ass for this one.
14.
Hold on. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking stupid, fickle ass game. Fucking perception. I need to change this dice bag. This fucking fancy ass dice I got from the D&D movie costs. It's way too much bandwidth. 19.
Alright, so you all rolled pretty well. You all succeed. So each of you hears a grumbling coming from your right. It sounds a little bit distant, and it's a little difficult to fully determine exactly what the source of the sound is, but you know that it's in that direction and that it doesn't sound friendly. Follow the noise, I take it, or are you guys going to continue hacking straight?
Could I make a nature check to see if I know what made the noise?
Yeah. You can make essentially, if anybody wants to try to make a nature check, if you're proficient with it, I guess.
How about a 22?
Alright. So
I know some shit about nature, goddammit.
So you recognize the creature and essentially the sound that the creature is making. And you look towards Silva, and you kind of have like a puzzled look on your face, just like, this is a strange creature. It's called a Barghest. Essentially looks
Great.
like a dire wolf.
Breakfast.
You will be its breakfast.
Oh, that's right. I don't eat. I'm vegetarian again.
Oh,
You want a burger?
With your nature check, you are able to determine that it was communicating using the sounds that it was emitting. So there is a likely chance that there is more than one in that direction.
Oh boy, a pair of Barghests. Does it sound like there's anyone in trouble right now, or would we be showing up to dead bodies?
You don't hear any sort of screaming, or anything like that, or noises of fighting. So you could be showing up to dead bodies, or they could just be in between you. They might not even be with the hunters. Or they could have eaten the hunters. So.
I'm okay with taking a pass. Take a pass here.
But we did agree we would go help them, right? We might as well see what's going on. Worst comes to worst, if they're not near the Barghests, we just leave them alone.
All right.
Okay. So someone
Fair
just scout
enough.
up and see.
Yeah. So luckily, you're having your sneaky dude
Up front?
up front hacking away, unless your druid wants a wild shape into like a bird.
No, I'm good.
With the sneaky
Say hack
guy.
away.
Nah, I'm not gonna sneak. We're not gonna split the party that hard.
All
I'll
right.
do a little sneaky sneak.
All right. So roll me a stealth check. Let's see what we got here as you guys are into.
20.
Nice.
30.
Alright, so with that, you're hacking away into the forest itself, and after a little while of just moving slightly slower, you left the group a couple feet behind you, so that you aren't easily spotted. But you hack through a little further and find yourself on a small knoll looking down into a small clearing where several tents sit upright. You quickly notice several grotesque creatures pacing the camp, sniffing and shuffling through the materials. So with that... Boom, boom. Oh,
Change the map.
yeah, I gotta refresh this though.
Wow, looks like they're dead.
So just
Oh
below,
boy.
you see a couple... you recognize these creatures from the tales you've heard in the past. These are Barghests, fearsome beasts from the depths of hell. As you look over the creatures, you notice a body laying limp on the ground near one of the tents, not moving. It looks like its guts have been ripped out from the side of it. Kenny, do you report this to your comrades?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're
Yeah.
they're not far behind you, but they aren't like right behind you, so they're not seeing this themselves because they kind of let you sneak up ahead a little bit.
I give them the agreed upon signal.
Whack.
Nice.
He could do that perfectly, probably.
Yeah, because
It makes sense.
Can he just quack?
Now, yeah, no, you need to transform into a wild shape into a duck and quack back. That's how you guys communicate.
Give him all the animal sounds. Every time you wild shape, just give him a new animal sound.
Yeah, every day you're teaching Kenny to speak animals.
Nice.
Anyways,
I have a fucking Christ.
so Kenny, you kind of point out that there's a couple of the creatures are just below in the near around the tents. As you're relaying this message, you suddenly hear a scream pierce the air as one of the beasts pulls on a leg that's sticking out of a tent.
Yeah.
Rebiting and grab to get a better grip. The beast pulls the man out of the tent, who's letting out shrieks of pain.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
Are
You should
you
give us
guys
this.
going to try to save the man, or are you gonna let that thing eat it?
Could it be that
Oh.
lady's husband?
Fine. Let's go fucking... Because John's trying to get us to have a combat.
I mean, we don't have to. You guys could be like, "Fuck this." I don't
No,
know if it's
I'll
worth
go.
it like
I'll
this.
go help. I'll go help the goddamn person.
It's okay.
Save
Most
the
of the
voice.
night, I did not have planned, so thank you.
We
All
will.
right,
we
so-
will go help the person. So go have your bag hest set up here.
I do have them set up. It's all set up. It's all ready. It's been ready. It's been ready for the past 2 hours.
Hmm.
All right,
Well,
so
that's great.
you guys can get a surprise round on them.
Can we get a surprise round on them next week?
Sure. I mean, if you're down to wait until next
Because this is gonna take an hour and a half.
Let's do the surprise round, and then we'll roll for initiative next time.
Okay. What do you want to do?
Go.
I'd rather do it all at one shot because I can't really affect their health until I start the combat.
Yeah.
So we'll just
Comeback music starts, stops.
So are we going? Are we not? Alright, well with that, you guys will engage in combat next week. Cool. Sorry about the beginning of the session. I don't know what the hell happened.
No, it's fine. You do you.
Lightheaded.
These are not
All
bad.
good.
I am Steezy. I am bad. I'm not afraid to drop in. The gods of Stirk are conspiring to make my day sunset.